The movie begins with Ashabi going to pay homage to her deceased father and mother. When she leaves, she is shown to be lost in thoughts and reminiscing about her past. Later, we see her and her team scouting for a girl that fits into her agenda. After much deliberation, she settles for Sharon, a 25-year-old Ugandan girl who works as a stripper in a nightclub. The scene changes and we see Pastor Olajide, also known as PJ, with his congregation dancing and praising in church, where he later climbs the pulpit and sweetly coerces the people to come forward and sow their seeds in dollars. After service, he is visited by the lead chorister, Sister Mary. Upon commending her ministration, she speaks up that she actually came for his assistance, explaining that her sister Irene is hospitalized and needs financial support. He appears touched, but immediately directs her attention to a Bible scripture that subtly tells her he can be of no help. He begins bragging about his infallible health when his secretary walks in and announces that he needs to take his medication. He tries covering it up, saying it's just vitamins, but Sister Mary is already shocked by the obvious lie.
Thank you very much because of preaching on my voice. I need to.
That evening, he is summoned by the syndicate and is accused of spending 1.5 billion lavishly in just 2 weeks. After much back and forth with the syndicate members and him trying to defend himself, he makes a remark that God sees his heart. This statement provokes an instant response from the leader of the syndicate, where she scolds him, telling him she is his God and commands him to bow before. We see a flashback of 20 years before, where he is initiated into the brotherhood. Later that night, he is spotted at a nightclub, where he requests to have a private dance with one of the club's exotic dancers. He gets carried away and asks for her price so she could spend the night with him. She turns him down, and upon persuasion, he removes her mask and she is revealed to be Sister Mary. He tries to calm her down by removing his mask also, but she storms off angrily. He goes back home to his wife. The next day, he tells his secretary to send $500,000 to Sister Mary and cover her sister's medical bills. When she responds that she would do it after informing the delegate, he stops her, saying it's an instruction from God and it should be done immediately. Ashabi faces the stripper, and her quick change of accents due to excitement from receiving money reveals she is the Ugandan girl, and Ashabi tells her to steal a top drive from PJ. Sister Mary goes to visit PJ in his office to thank him for the money, and he kept mixing up her name, calling her Sharon sometimes, but she kept insisting that her name is Mary, and he laughs it off, thinking she's only pretending because they're in church. Ashabi is thrown into the past by the sound of a talking drum, where her father, a feared Ifa in their community, tells her she is destined to have only one child. In the next scene, we see her encouraging a boy she is obviously in love with, who tells her even death can separate them. Meanwhile, PJ is in church, and during worship he gets distracted as he begins to fantasize about Sister Mary in her nighttime costume, dancing seductively on the altar. He is also having flashbacks of their encounters and becomes visibly uncomfortable and asks his wife to go conclude service. Sharon was able to obtain a top drive from him during their last encounter, but when Ashabi discovers it's a fake, she loses control and Sharon tries to calm her down, saying she will go over to PJ's house with the motive of searching for the top drive. She successfully gets PJ to invite her over, and during their conversation, he tells her a little about his past, and we get to see that he is the boy Ashabi was in love with. And after several attempts to successfully land a job, he discovered he had a knack for preaching. It was around this time that they both helped rescue an Igbo chief from bandits, and he told them to come to Lagos so he can reward them. When they get to Lagos, Chief Ifeanyi told them he's into human organ harvesting, but Ashabi rejects the offer immediately and he gives them money instead to compensate them. But before they leave, Ashabi tells him Chidi could preach. The scene changes, and Ashabi, Chidi, and Wale, his brother, go to collect power from Ashabi's father, but he refuses. As Chidi angrily storms off, Ashabi goes to console him, saying she knows someone else who could be of help. And that's when her father begins playing his talking drum. And as though she's in a trance, she begins to mutter some words. Wale and Chidi go to collect the charm, and boom, they begin attracting members to their church. Ashabi reveals to Chidi that she is pregnant, but he doesn't seem excited and tells her it's because her father is dying, and this saddens Ashabi. Unknown to her, Chidi has plans of discarding her because she doesn't fit into his future plans, saying she's too ugly with tribal marks. He tells Sharon that he's just a victim of circumstances and that they are the same when she questioned his lifestyle. She attempts to drug him, but she is unsuccessful. After then, he gets a call and he leaves Sharon behind. And she saw this as the perfect opportunity to search the house. Finally, she found the top drive with the help of Ashabi and Ashabi's hacker. Chidi is informed that the syndicate is being targeted, so they need to shut down, and they urge him to be careful. With the information on the drive, it is revealed that the syndicate are in possession of $3.5 billion, and Ashabi tells a hacker to distribute it to all those who have been scammed by the syndicate. Sharon meets with Ashabi in her house to collect her balance, and Ashabi opens up to her about what Chidi did. Ashabi and Chidi are seen having picnic on the rocks. As they chat, she complained of a sharp pain, but he urges her to continue drinking some more wine. Later, he suggests that they move up the mountain as the air there would do her some good, and she agrees. She begins to bleed and vomits blood, and we get to discover that Chidi poisoned the drink. He tells her that that's the only way he can get her out of the picture, and he leaves her screaming in pain.
I'm sorry. This is the only way I can get you out of the picture. But I loved you.
Ashabi, in tears, calls on her dead father for help. She is shown to be in her father's presence, where he scolds her for ending his lineage. She apologizes and says she wants revenge, and he finally gave her some of his powers. When Chidi is woken up by a call from the leader of the syndicate, accusing him of leaking confidential secrets, he goes in search of the top drive, and discovering that it is missing, he sends people to go kidnap Mary. After torturing her and not getting a positive response, he gets a call from Wale, his brother, that they have the wrong girl. Sharon is seen in the trunk of a car and manages to send her location to Ashabi, asking for help. Chidi is in obvious shock when he sees Sharon, and Wale tells him she came from Uganda. He sends people to go search a hotel room for the drive, and that's when we get to know that Sharon and Mary are identical twins, separated from birth. When Chidi inquires about the drive, Sharon tells him it's with Ashabi, and just when he's about to shoot Mary, there's a loud explosion out front, and a shootout occurs between Chidi, his men, and Ashabi's men. He goes back to finally shoot the girls, but Ashabi stops the bullet. He walks towards her and straight away fires 7 bullets at her, but they all stop midway. He is shocked, and immediately she returns the bullet to him and they crush his knees. He falls, screaming and crying from the pain. When Wale attacked and stabbed her from behind. Using her powers, she suspends him mid-air and destroys him. Sharon tries to help her sister Mary stand so they could escape, but Mary dies. The movie ends with Ashabi uphill, overlooking the plains of Abeokuta.